Hey guys, Kamina the coach here. I don't have anything spectacular to bring to the table, but I just kind of wanted to share. I think that a lot of the things that I share on this channel are in direct relationship to my life and how I see them present in my life. And hopefully, by sharing my story, inspiring you to make or to strive for the things that I've been able to accomplish. Of course, we're all different and not everything is possible for everyone. So without further ado, my name is Kamina the Coach. This channel was originally dedicated to helping people find jobs to work and live abroad, to work and teach abroad. That market has really drastically changed, so I am not really focusing on coaching people to help them do that. If you still want to do that, we can definitely talk about it. COVID kind of just squashed that industry. There are jobs available, just not like they used to be. China is opening its borders slowly, but still there are not a lot of jobs the way that there used to be. So due to COVID, I moved back to the United States. I am a late discovery adoptee, so I didn't know from birth that I was adopted. I didn't find out till I was 32. I'm also a transracial adoptee, so I am very obviously a woman of color. I am half African American, half Italian, and I was adopted by a white family, which comes with a whole bowl of its own drama and trauma for most of us who are people of color adopted by white families. So I rededicated the channel when I came back to the United States to, anyways, I was already talking about things to do to kind of work on yourself and healing and being more self-aware. But definitely 2021 was my year of self-discovery as far as adoption goes. It was my reunion year. And I shared a lot of that story on this channel. Thank you for loving me and supporting me through that. It was 2021 was probably the one of the hardest years I've had, maybe ever. I'm really thankful to be alive now because I didn't know if I was gonna make it through that year. Probably the closest I've been to suicide in a very long time. Thank goodness I'm out of that space. So 2022, we are October 19th of 2022, and I am in Cabo San Lucas in Baja, California. Mexico doesn't really feel like Mexico, but I am in Mexico. It's hard for me to do videos because I'm very tired. Even as I do this video right now, I'm very tired. I'm teaching 32 hours a week to children. Normally I teach adults. I'm very exhausted. It's very, very challenging job to go from teaching adults to teaching children. None of that is the point of this video. I'm just kind of talking about why normally I make about a video a week, and I haven't been doing that. Originally I couldn't because I was someplace where there was no internet. Now I'm someplace where I have internet and I'm just too tired. Even right now I'm sitting here in my Batman tee. I'm so tired. I haven't taken my earrings off yet, but I've definitely taken my contacts out. I'm sitting here blind, doing this video blind, but whatever. I wanted to talk about what a difference it has made to have a true love affair with myself. And I think that it is very, it is used too loosely when we talk about falling in love with yourself and having love with yourself. I think that it is a very elusive thing to find, a very difficult thing to find and achieve, falling in love with yourself and being able to maintain that relationship with yourself. So for those of you who have been following the journey, especially those with early childhood trauma and adoption trauma, know that I use plant medicine, and I not currently because I don't need it. And I'm very, very thankful to the universe that I don't. But plant medicine actually helped me achieve some really big breakthroughs while I was going through what I was going through, specifically psilocybin mushrooms. So when we talk about having self-love, there's a lot of things that I understand and a lot of things that I'm aware of about myself and adoption and my adoptive mother and my biological mother and all these things that I understand logically. But self-love is a feeling, it's an emotion. True love and acceptance for yourself is an emotion, and it's an emotion that changes the way that you move through life when you do truly love yourself first. And I did a video, I think I called it like put your mask on first, something like that, because you know when you're on a plane and something happens, they tell you to put your mask on first because you can't help anyone else if you can't help yourself. And really, you're no use really to the world, not genuinely, if you are not loving yourself first. If you are putting people before you, it is always going to lead to something disastrous, some type of resentment. It's just never going to work out well. The first person you have to love is yourself. And it sounds selfish, but it is 100% true. So I just wanted to share a story of how this has panned out for me. And like I said, psilocybin mushrooms help me have really fall in love with myself and have a love affair with myself. And if I'm feeling very outside of myself and I'm feeling very like I need to find something outside of myself, I just remember the place in one of my tapestries where I met myself, where I really truly saw myself and touched myself for the first time. And I go visit myself there. I hug myself. I kiss genuinely, I do. I kiss myself. I touch my own face and I remind myself that I love me. And I know that if you haven't reached that space yet, that it sounds bonkers. I recognize how it sounds because I know what I heard and saw before I achieved this. And I honestly don't know, and I'm definitely not condoning the use of any chemical substance. I didn't use chemicals, I used something natural, plant medicine. I'm not telling you that you need that. It might not work for you. We are different people, but I don't think that I would have achieved this without the plant medicine. So I am very grateful to the universe for sending them to my space, and I'm super thankful to be able to commune with divine through them. So I've fallen in love with myself. When I fall on an uncomfortable time, I'm able to return to myself. And I guess since I was 22, I've been off and on a really rocky, uncomfortable relationship, toxic relationship off and on since I was 22. It's also a very surfacey relationship. Somebody who's very attractive, we're very good together physically, but honestly, there's not much substance there. If you ask me why I felt about this person, really it was just about how they made me feel about myself. There's not really much substance to them. They look good. We feel good when we're together physically. This person is also pretty shallow, and it's just an ego pump when we're together. We look good together. We feel good physically while we're together, and it only lasts for a couple of days. We get really tired of each other pretty quickly because honestly, we just don't have much in common. And when we first met, we used to drink a lot, and there's drugs and all this stuff, and really superficial, unhealthy stuff. And as I started to grow and get more healthy, I started to see more and more that this person and we don't see the world similarly at all. Because they see special things in me, or because I make their ego feel good, they look beyond the things that I say that are woo-woo and kind of crazy to them, but I know they think I'm crazy. I'm non-gender conforming. I am very open sexually, spiritually, And so that's where this story is going. We were speaking the other day, and this person expressed to me real distress that their granddaughter is expressing an interest in girls, and was really, really distressed about it. And it was kind of shocking. And saying really horrible, mean things that they had said to their granddaughter. And I'm like, you didn't say all that stuff to your granddaughter, right? And they're like, yeah. And what it boils down to is the person essentially said to me, and by the way, this person is actually one of the big reasons I left the United States, because I was leaving to get away from that toxic situation. It was one of those situations that was eventually going to lead to, if we didn't get away from each other, one of us killing the other one. It was just wildly toxic. That toxic. Since I've stopped drinking and partying and stuff, it's a very different dynamic. Again, we're just really good together physically, not much else. There's not much else there. But this person had been drinking, gave me a call, wanted to lament about their granddaughter liking girls, and I'm gonna try to change her mind, but I don't think it's gonna do any good. I'm like, why would you? And the child has been watching porn and this kind of stuff, 11 or 12 or something like that. Now, mind you, the person has told me very sexualized stories about them from when they were very young. But in their mind, it's okay because it was opposite sex sexual interaction. So it was okay because it's opposite sex. Very, very young interactions, 6 and 7, very, very young. But it's okay because it's the opposite sex. And I'm like, how is that different? And this person made a really hurtful statement saying that it's not natural and there's no way that anyone will ever change my mind of them. And it took the air out of me. It felt similarly to the way, to the way I felt when I found out that I was adopted. It took the air out of my chest to hear them say that, especially because this person knows me very well and knows how open and fluid I am. It was really painful to hear, and I ended the conversation immediately, not by hanging up, but I was like, okay, this conversation needs to end. Goodbye, good night. And we haven't talked since. And for me, in my mind and my heart, this relationship is finally over. And I was beginning to wonder what it was gonna take for this relationship to be over. I had done a cord cutting ceremony and tried to get rid of this person, falling in love with myself, like having this renewed love for myself. I was like, what is really gonna take? So we're talking, I'm 43, we're talking over 20 years of back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And I was getting to the point where I was thinking this person is always going to be in my life. And it was hard to deal with that night. It was a lot to take in, and I still think about it. It's only been, that was Saturday, today's Wednesday. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So it's only been 5 days. And I still think about it most days because we were chit-chatting on Facebook or whatever, at least once a day, once every other day. So it is something that I think about a lot because I don't have a lot of people in my life. This person was really just kind of a filler. So I do think about them a lot at this point, but not with longing, because there's nothing really to long for other than the physical connection, because let me tell you, at 40, it's something different for those of us born genetically as women. But yeah, I love myself and I respect myself, and I demand to be respected as well. And I demand respect for others around me as well. And I really love the quote by James Baldwin. It says, I can love each other, I can love you, we can love each other and disagree, but when your beliefs encroach on my fundamental right to exist as a human being, that's when we have a problem. And I share that sentiment with everyone, because I know that I have biological family members who also have a problem with that. And I invited them to exit my life as well, if they have anything negative to say to me about it. So that is the result of loving myself, because the old me would be willing to keep this person around no matter what they believed. And I would tell myself that that's unconditional love. No, that's not loving me. It's not loving me, it's not respecting me or my boundaries. So I'll go ahead and wrap it up then. This has turned into a long video, 15 minutes. I hope and I send you so much of my love in hopes that you can find this kind of love and respect for yourself. It's a game changer. If you were abused as a child, if you have ingrained adoption trauma, I understand that this may be very difficult for you. And all I can hope and wish and send to you, hopefully, is the power, the strength, and the fortitude to keep searching for this kind of love for yourself. It's life-altering. Life-altering. I'm so thankful. So until next time, guys, my name is Kamina the Coach, sending you a love, light, peace, and joy. Until next time.